Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk. I'm your host John, and today here on the channel we're going to be talking about 1995's Clueless, celebrating its 30th anniversary, and we're going to be talking about its brand new Paramount 4K Blu-ray that just came out. But before we get into that 4K Blu-ray review, I always like to give a quick film review, and today is going to be a little bit different because the film review portion is going to be done with me and my wife, Faith. And this movie actually happens to be her favorite film of all time. So, of course, I needed her to do the film review portion of this episode. So if you guys don't want to watch that and you're just here for the 4K Blu-ray review, that's cool. You guys can skip ahead to that right now. As promised, my wife Faith has returned to the channel. This actually happens to be her favorite film of all time. This one directed by Amy Heckerling, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who directed one of my favorite 80s films, Look Who's Talking. But obviously this movie is more special to you than Look Who's Talking is to me. Why do you love Clueless so much?
I love it. Obviously it's the nostalgia of the 90s for me, and one of the first movies like me and my sister went to see. We love the fashion, we love the music. This is a classic.
Yeah, I mean, it's based on an 1814 novel called Emma, which actually had a movie come out a few years ago, which is, like, you know, more in line with it, like a period piece kind of thing. But I've never read the book. I just thought that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like dealing with class and this girl who helps out other people who she perceives, like, you know, need her help, which is always the question I ask while watching this movie. You know, Alicia Silverstone plays the lead character, Cher. Is Cher really a good person, like a genuinely nice person, or do you think she's selfish? Because Paul Rudd does bring that up in this movie.
What do you think?
I think she's genuinely nice. I just think she's a product of her environment. Like, she's always been raised in this rich, you know, house. Her father takes care of her. Kind of turns the other way. Like, you know, obviously we see her driving a brand new Jeep without a license, and he doesn't seem to be too aware that's even going on. When he's stern with her, he's stern with her, but it's not that much. And I think that just kind of created this person who believes that she can kind of get away with anything or pull anything off no matter what.
So you could tell she was raised this way because even with her grades, there was one scene where the dad says, you know, where's your grades? And she's like, they're not ready yet. And like at first you're like, what do you mean they're not ready? Your grades are your grades. But if, as you see in the movie, she convinces her teachers to raise her grades from a C to an A. And the dad says, I couldn't be more proud if these were based on real grades. He was so excited about this. So you could tell that's how she was raised. I don't think she's a bad person. I just think she was spoiled. And that sometimes can make a bad person. But I think as she grew and she started to understand more that, you know what, I can use the money my family has and the influence that I have for good, and I shouldn't judge people, you know, because they're certain ways. They're a certain way, and you could see her change throughout the movie. So I thought that was pretty.
Yeah.
Good. I don't think she was a bad person.
No, she seemed like her and Stacey Dash's character seemed like they were pretty genuine.
Dion,
like
yeah.
Dion, how they wanted her. Brittany Murphy, the late great Brittany Murphy. This is, you know, her first claim to fame. You know how she pops up. You know, she has some of my favorite lines in the movie. Also, you know, being the New Yorker character and the director, clearly like being a New Yorker as well with that voice. It really kind of brings some New York charm to the movie. And you said it like every time when we watched it, how she looks like, you know, she would be from the city compared to like the California look of the movie.
Oh yes, absolutely. You see her in the grunge kind of look, and that was typical 90s New York. You could tell the way she's not fabulous like the LA girls. And there's a quote in the movie that she says to the Paul Rudd's character, and she goes, why don't you go to New York? I hear the girls over there are not that particular. And like that really just shows you the difference between LA and New York.
Yeah, and they're literally dealing with those like two main cities, not the entire state of California and New York. And I mean, this is very much an LA film. And I said to you, like, because Scream's 1 year later, I'm like, what do these high schools just have these fountains in it where you just took pictures in front of? I mean,
that must be LA.
It must be.
Yeah,
you know, we're on the East Coast. We can relate a little bit more to Brittany Murphy's character and her buns of steel.
Because my buns don't feel nothing like steel.
I mean, it's also then, you know, it's building up to the end, like with Paul Rudd's character, who, you know, one thing I have to point out is Paul Rudd was her stepsister. You know,
brother?
Well,
stepbrother.
Or her stepbrother. Would I say stepsister?
Yeah.
I'm a moron. Well, anyway, Paul Rudd was her stepbrother, and the two of them, by the end of this movie, they're, you know, her dad did divorce her mom, so it's not like it's been 5 years, I think they said, and I guess it was maybe a short-lived marriage, but still, when they end up starting the date at the end of the movie.
little weird.
It's a little strange, right?
It's a little weird, but
Maybe that's something from the 1814 novel where, you know, like a little bit of that kind of incest stuff wasn't like, it's not that much of a big deal. You know, at least they're not first cousins.
I don't know. It was a little weird watching it, and we were kind of supposed to be okay with it, but you know, because you did grow up like brother and sister in a way, because she treated him like a brother.
Yeah, he's coming over and like he's close with the dad. Like I had a stepdad, and it kind of felt like his relationship was the same as my relationship with my stepdad. Although when my mom divorced my stepdad, we did not continue a relationship like this, so it's pretty different. But they seem pretty close. I just think it would be weird. It's like this kid I watched grow up is now dating my daughter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe he feels like he's a good guy.
Good kid. Yeah. I just thought the age difference was weird too, because she was 16. He's already in college.
I'd be curious what Alicia Silverstone looks like now, but I'll almost bet $1 million that she looks older than Paul Rudd does right now.
She looks good.
She does look good. Honestly, I feel bad. Her career really fell off after this, unfortunately, mainly due to Batman and Robin. So she never really like came back, and it's weird because she gives a great like layered performance in this movie. I can honestly say, like, I couldn't imagine anyone else in her role.
Yeah, I love the movie. There's a lot of cool, funny, cute lines. The one where she doesn't know where her special shirt is, and she goes, "Can you talk to?" I think the guy's name was like I forgot what the guy's name was. The landscaper guy, and she says to the maid, "Can you talk to him about something with the lawn?" And she's like, "Why don't you ask him? You know, that's not my job." And she's like, "I don't speak Mexican." And the lady's like, "I'm not a Mexican." And she gets so offended. It's like these little lines that we could not have now.
No, well, Paul Rudd walks in right after. Like, what you could do now is he corrects it, and he's like, "She's from El Salvador," and then she's like, "Oh, what's the difference?" But that's where the title of the movie comes in.
Clueless.
She's fucking clueless. Like that's the whole thing.
Exactly.
She's like this. She's almost very similar to Legally Blonde in a lot of ways.
Like innocent.
Like innocent. Like, but
naive.
she's got that like dumb blonde about it. But she's not stupid. Like she's reading books like on her free time. Like I don't like to read books really on my free time, so she's like reading 3 a week. Like you got to do one for like, and then she's trying to do good for people.
She's very smart. Her grades are very good. Like she was flipping out over a C, and like to me, if I got a C in high school, I'm like, all right, I passed the class. Like I didn't give a crap. So she was very smart. She was very into her grades. But she had other layers to her as well. You know, fashion was her main thing. Hanging out with her friends, and then I guess she's like, there's more to life than just fashion and friends.
Yeah, she just had to learn that.
Yeah.
She had to learn that the hard way. I mean, like, a lot of things do happen to her in this movie that she does not expect to have happen to her, because she just assumes, like we see in the beginning of the movie, basically what her father instilled into her is that you could probably talk your way out of every situation, and she believes that.
Yes.
And then it's like proven throughout the film, like, no, you can't. You got to kind of do the hard work.
Driving test.
Yeah, that was the big one. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she couldn't. And like that was the funniest thing. She almost hit somebody.
She hit a car during a road test. Like imagine and he's like destruction of private property. And you're like, yeah, of course, this is how he's gonna react. He's not even letting you. He's like, I can't even let you drive back.
She's like, are you gonna take me to do U-turns at Parallel Park or something like that? He's like, no, we're going back to the DMV. What are you like? I would never give you a license, pretty much, Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and that moment's foreshadowed, like, right in the beginning when she's driving and blowing stop signs. Like, we're building kind of to that moment. Because that's, like you just said, literally, the big turning point in the film is that happening.
That is her failing the driver's test. And she says to Paul Rudd's character, spare me the lecture of how I can't talk my way out of
because she's self-aware.
Yeah, because she knows. She knows that she was just trying to weasel her way into getting what she wanted, because that's always what she did.
That's always what worked. But she had to learn the lesson. She's our main character. She has the arc. And, her influence also, helps other characters actually, improve their lives. Or even the main couple, like the two teachers get together. That's a nice little cute story. And they end up getting married. And, like, she set that up, so she did her little good thing while she also had to learn her lessons throughout the movie. And I like how they wrap it up.
She did good things, but they weren't mainly for those people. Some of it was for her. So it kind of like, she does good things, but it's for the benefit of herself. Is that wrong? I don't know. I don't think
it is
that's
the tough
wrong.
question. That's like human nature, unfortunately. Like a lot of people.
We all do it.
We all do that. But the best thing you can do as a person is try and just do something without expecting something in return. She always expected to get something out of it. By the end of the movie, though, I think she has learned not to expect to get something out of it every time.
Yeah.
You can do it both ways. Like, you don't have to be like, we're not saying like, be just because no one can afford that to be 100% like a non-profit or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you have to learn to also like doing good things without actually expecting to get something in return is probably the best that humanity can do. And unfortunately, we just have not many of those kinds of people anymore.
Yeah.
So I do think that she learns, though, by the end of the movie. And I do think that this movie, despite not being one of my all-time favorites, I know how much you love it. And there's a reason why I've seen this movie so many times and own it on Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray, which you don't appreciate the physical media. You'll still watch it. You just want to watch Clueless.
Yeah, it's the music. They had the Mighty Mighty Boss tones.
Yeah.
I just, there's so many good things. There's different layers. There's different. It's kind of how long is this movie?
It's not very long. I think it's an hour 40, I want to say.
Yeah, it's not that long, and there's so much involved. There's so many different layers to it. I love it. The fashion still is my favorite part of it. The colors are very vibrant.
That's what was so disappointing about what we'll get into in a second with just myself, because Faith doesn't care, and with the film and with the 4K Blu-ray review, which I guess I'll kick it to myself right now. Thanks for being here with me today.
No problem.
I appreciate it, Bubbly.
Whatever. Did I miss something? Is Big Hair back?
All right, well, here it is. Clueless on 4K Blu-ray, the 30th anniversary edition. There was an Amazon exclusive that you could have got as well, or I opted for the standard edition, which dropped down to $17 at one point, which the cool thing about Amazon is no matter what, during the time you have it pre-ordered, whatever the lowest point it hits, they will honor it. They just treat your package, unfortunately, not that great, but still, it got here safe and sound. And I'll be comparing this to my previously released Blu-ray that I got for my wife as well. This one, which is the exact same steelbook that the limited edition 4K Blu-ray had coming out. And that should have been the first sign that this was going to be a very lazy release from Paramount. I shouldn't be surprised. It is Paramount after all. So it's the same exact thing if you got that steelbook, which is cool. I mean, it had some other stuff in there as well. I asked my wife if she wanted, since she loved the film. She said she didn't really care because she's not really a big 4K Blu-ray person. So she probably would have been cool just keeping the steelbook. But, I wanted to get this for my wife. So you come inside, like I said, you got this artwork underneath. It's the same as the actual slipcover. Come inside, it's a 2-disc set. This Blu-ray is the exact same Blu-ray that was previously released, but not many companies do that anymore, so you gotta kind of almost give credit to Paramount for actually including it, even though Warner Brothers, when they include one disc, they'll at least put the extras on the 4K Blu-ray disc. In this case, all of your extras are exactly the same. They're on this Blu-ray disc right here. It's the same exact extras that were on the previous release. Like I said, is the literal exact same disc. They just put it in here, and all of your extras will be on there. And then you got, of course, the 4K Blu-ray disc right here in black. Very lazy disc art. Again, that's just what Paramount does. The extras are really good. It's the same extras for like, I don't know, 20-something years now. It's just basically a bunch of featurettes that could be edited together into one great making of documentary. Very interesting stuff. I've always really enjoyed the making of this movie. I've seen it a few times because, again, it's existed for a very long time. It's still really cool. We used to get these all the time. It could have been edited together to save me some time. But hey, we're talking about stuff that was probably made during the DVD era, so it's it's appreciated. You also get the trailers on here, and you get a trivia game if you're a fan of it. So the extras are pretty decent. Again, they're just nothing new. Same thing with the audio. The audio is the DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 that's been following this film around. They just transferred it over to this, and the audio, it's fine. It's nothing special, but it's nothing that's going to knock your socks off. It's just fine. It could have used an upgrade. A movie like this that has some great music playing throughout the entire film, it really could have used an upgrade. There's some good audio in this movie as it is. It definitely could have benefited, in my opinion, from a brand new Dolby Atmos track, or at least an upgraded audio track. But of course, we didn't get that. Paramount for the last few years has been just transferring audio from their previous releases, unless it was something that they kind of sprung for all the bells and whistles for us, which I know Paramount can do if they want to do. And it's just a shame because this is the 30th anniversary of a beloved film from the 1990s. My wife's not the only person who considers Clueless to be her favorite film, but Paramount having the rights to this, they just wanted money, and it's very, very obvious, because to give us only a visual upgrade, and unfortunately, when it comes to the HDR10 and Dolby Vision on this, it's not that great of a visual upgrade. This is like your classic Warner Brothers release in the sense, like, Judas and the Black Messiah and their version of the Nice Guys, where it's like, let's just put it out there on 4K Blu-ray and put no effort into it. And that's clearly what Paramount did here when it comes to their visual upgrade. They put the HDR over the previously released scan, and it makes a difference in some scenes. Overall, though, I would say this is very comparable with Tommy Boy. If you were happy with Tommy Boy's 4K Blu-ray upgrade from Paramount, you'll be happy with this 4K Blu-ray upgrade from Clueless, because they're essentially the same. It's just that it's a very minor visual upgrade. Definitely not a big enough visual upgrade for me to say, hey, you should go out and buy this right now, unless you can get it for like $15 and you don't already own Clueless. But had I known this was going to be the visual upgrade, my wife, who's not really a big fan of 4K Blu-rays or really notices those things, she obviously doesn't really care. But when we were doing the comparison, it's like, it doesn't really even look that different. And there are scenes where this could have looked so much better. I mean, when they go to the party and you got the Christmas lights out, you would think that's something that would catch your eye on 4K Blu-ray. Looks pretty good on the previously released Blu-ray, I'm not gonna lie. That Blu-ray is pretty good. And when you compare the two, they're almost identical. There's really not much of a visual upgrade here. Very disappointed to say, but also not very surprising, because this is Paramount after all, and they're going to take the lazy way out no matter what you do, and they're just trying to essentially take advantage of people who love Clueless, see that this is a 30th anniversary edition, and all they did was go in there, gave us the same cheap Paramount menu system that they always give us, and give us a really lazy visual upgrade, which, yes, they could argue it is a visual upgrade. It's just not a very big one. Even though their previous release Blu-ray did look good, this 4K Blu-ray is just not enough of an improvement for me to recommend this to anybody. I would say give this one a hard pass, unless you absolutely love Clueless and want to grab that Amazon exclusive with all the collectibles, and you're there and you're like, okay, a little visual upgrade is good enough for me. But for everybody else, if you have that previously released Blu-ray, it's my recommendation you guys hold on to that, because this is a very lazy release from Paramount, who clearly were just trying to get some money and did not really care about the fans of this film. If you don't care about the film, in my opinion, just give it to a boutique label who will actually do the work. And Kino Lorber probably would have done a much better job than Paramount themselves would have done. It's their property. They wanted the money 100%. They didn't give a shit enough to actually put some effort in. So this is a pretty disappointing release. If I was going to give this one a score of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Clueless's 4K Blu-ray release a 5 out of 10, because the extras are still pretty good on there. You are getting a visual upgrade. It's not like there's anything wrong with anything on the disc. It's just that if you have the previously released Blu-ray, it's a huge disappointment to get almost nothing new here. So it's a 5 out of 10 for me, guys. But anyway, that's going to do it here for me on another episode of Let's Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed Faith and I's review of Clueless. I hope you guys checked that out. Hope you enjoyed the 4K Blu-ray review. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We also have channel membership, so if you want to become a friend of the channel, a producer for the channel, like John Doe Juggalo and Ben Rondo, you could do that. Or you could even become a channel director like Nicholas Head, Uncle V, Kevin Kruger, Stone Gas Man, and of course the legendary Frank from Frank's Media and Reviews. But if you want, you can even bump it up to the channel bankroll member like Mr. Smelly Potato. But of course, guys, if you have no money to throw our way, don't worry about it. We just hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, get out in those streets, tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.